After 50, there comes a moment when you look at your body and realize something important. You realize that strength isn't just about muscles, it's about independence. It's about confidence. It's about waking up in the morning and knowing your body will support you, not limit you. You realize that every step, every reach, every simple thing you do in your day, all of it depends on how well your body moves. And the truth is, after the age of 50, the body begins to change faster than most people expect. But here's the part that most people over 50 still don't realize. Even small, simple exercises done consistently can literally slow and in many cases reverse that physical decline. And that is why today's video can make a real, meaningful difference in your life. I want to start with something powerful, something true, something I've seen again and again. It is never too late to become stronger, to move more freely, and to feel better in your own body. Studies on adults in their 60s, 70s, 80s, and even 90s have shown that the human body can build strength at any age. There was a study involving adults over 85 that showed significant improvements in strength, walking speed, and balance when participants performed just a few simple strengthening movements each week. Scientists were amazed at how quickly the older body responded. But you and I don't need to be amazed, because the human body has one mission: to adapt, give it the right stimulus, and it responds. Harvard also ran a large project that looked at adults over 50 and found that people who practice consistent, low-impact strength movements, simple, controlled exercises done a few minutes a day, reduce their risk of falling by almost half. And I always want to keep things simple and clear, because numbers don't matter unless they make sense to you. A 50% risk reduction means that out of every 10 falls that might happen, 5 no longer do, simply because the body is stronger, more stable, and better balanced. That's your body protecting you. That's the reward of being consistent. And here's the beautiful part. You don't need a gym. You don't need machines. You don't need long, exhausting workouts. The real secret is choosing a few targeted movements. Movements that strengthen the exact muscles you rely on every single day. And today you will learn 3 of the most important exercises you can do after 50 to stay strong and move pain-free. I chose these 3 not because everyone else is talking about them, but because they target overlooked areas that many seniors don't train enough. They are safe, effective, and they work incredibly well for maintaining independence. Before I introduce the first exercise, let me say this clearly. I am passionate about helping people over 50 live healthier, stronger, and more comfortable lives. This is not just content for me. This is a mission. I read every comment. I respond to every question. And if you ever want a free PDF guide of these exercises or additional resources, tell me in the comments. I will support you. You do not have to do this alone. Now let's talk about the first exercise and pay attention to its name, because I want this to be something you remember. The first exercise is called the hip hinge reach. This movement is not as commonly talked about as the sit to stand, but it is just as essential, if not more important, for people over 50. And here's why. The hip hinge reach strengthens the muscles that protect your lower back and hips. These are the glute muscles, the lower back stabilizers, and the hamstrings. Many seniors experience lower back tightness, stiffness when bending, or difficulty lifting everyday items like grocery bags or laundry baskets. And most of that difficulty comes from weak hip hinge muscles, the muscles meant to take pressure off the back. Unlike bending from the waist, which puts stress on the spine, the hip hinge reach teaches your body to move from the hips and glutes. The right way to move. Physical therapy research shows that people who learn proper hinge mechanics reduce their back pain significantly and improve their ability to bend, lift, and stand with comfort. To perform the hip hinge reach, you stand with your feet a little wider than hip distance apart. Your knees stay soft, not locked. You push your hips back. Imagine you're trying to close a car door with your backside, and your torso tilts forward slightly while your back stays neutral and long. Then you reach your arms forward as if gently reaching for something in front of you. You do this slowly, feeling your glutes engage and your back stay supported. This exercise strengthens the exact muscles that protect your spine. And the reason I want you to remember the name hip hinge reach is because this is one of the most functional movements you will ever train. You use this pattern every time you pick something up, bend forward, or lean over a counter. Every time someone over 50 tells me they threw their back out bending over, it is almost always because their body forgot how to hinge. This exercise teaches your body the safest, strongest way to move, and it builds strength where most seniors need it the most. Now let's talk about the second exercise, and this one is extremely important. The second exercise is called the standing core march. This movement looks simple, but it is one of the most powerful exercises for improving balance, reducing back pain, and strengthening the deep core muscles that stabilize your spine. Many older adults think core exercises have to be done lying on the floor. Not true. In fact, many of the most effective core exercises for seniors are done standing, because that is how your muscles naturally work in daily life. The standing core march trains your deep abdominal muscles, your hip flexors, and your pelvic stabilizers all at once. Research from physical therapy departments around the world shows that simple, slow core activation exercises dramatically reduce chronic lower back pain by teaching your body how to stabilize during movement. When the deep core muscles activate properly, your spine is supported, your balance improves, and everyday tasks like walking, turning, and reaching feel more stable. To perform the standing core march, stand tall with your hands lightly on your lower abdomen to help you feel the muscles engage. Then gently brace your core, like you're preparing for a small cough, not sucking in your stomach, but tightening around your middle. While keeping your torso steady and upright, lift one knee slowly, then lower it, then lift the other knee. The key is slow control. If your shoulders swing or your torso wobbles, your core is not fully engaged yet. But when you feel stable, you know the right muscles are switching on. I love this exercise for seniors because it builds strength where it matters most. The muscles that keep you from losing your balance, the muscles that keep your back supported during daily movement, and the muscles that help you walk with ease and confidence. And again, the name matters. Remember standing core march, because this one movement can transform the way your entire body feels. Now I want to introduce the third exercise of part one, and I chose this one because you specifically asked for a wall-based movement, and this is one of the best wall-based exercises for older adults. The third exercise is called the wall press chest activation, and I want you to hear this clearly. This is not a classic push-up. This is an exercise designed specifically for people over 50 to improve posture, upper body strength, and shoulder health. As we age, the chest muscles often become weak and tight, the shoulders roll forward, the upper back becomes rounded, and when posture collapses, everything becomes harder. Breathing, lifting, reaching overhead, even walking. The wall press chest activation corrects this by strengthening the chest and upper shoulders in a safe, controlled way without putting stress on the joints. This movement also helps improve the ability to push yourself up from a chair or bed, and studies show that maintaining pushing strength is directly related to independence in older adults. But unlike regular push-ups, the wall press is gentle on the wrists, gentle on the shoulders, and extremely effective. To perform the wall press chest activation, you stand facing a wall, place your palms flat at chest height, and slowly lean your body toward the wall while keeping your core gently braced. Then you press back to the starting position, focusing on squeezing the chest muscles. The name might sound simple, but the benefits are powerful. You're strengthening the muscles you need for posture, daily pushing movements, and upper body stability. These three exercises, hip hinge reach, standing core march, and wall press chest activation, are movements that many seniors have never trained properly before. They are unique, effective, and incredibly valuable. And remember, I am here with you on this journey. I respond to every comment. If you ever need a printable guide or want help adjusting these exercises to your ability level, ask me. I will support you fully. When you start practicing these movements daily, something beautiful begins to happen. Your body doesn't just get stronger, it becomes more confident. Confidence is something we don't talk about enough when it comes to fitness after 50, but it matters. When your legs feel stable, when your back feels supported, when your upper body feels more open and upright, you begin to trust your body again. That trust is priceless. It affects how you walk, how you stand, how you carry yourself, and even how you think. And I want to take a moment to remind you that strength after 50 is not about looking a certain way. It's not about performance. It's not about pushing yourself into pain or forcing your body into movements that feel wrong. Strength after 50 is about quality of life. It's about doing the things that make you happy. It's about being able to play with your grandkids, garden without hurting, travel comfortably, bend down to tie your shoes, get out of the car easily, reach overhead without fear, and move through your day without dread or stiffness. I've met so many people over the age of 50, 60, 70, and beyond. And the number one thing they want is not a six-pack, it's freedom of movement. And these three exercises were chosen with that exact goal in mind. Freedom. The freedom to move without constant pain, the freedom to stay independent, the freedom to enjoy your life without feeling restricted. Now let's go deeper into what happens inside your body when you practice these movements. The hip hinge reach wakes up the posterior chain. That's just a fancy term for the muscles that run along the back of your body. The glutes, hamstrings, and spinal stabilizers. These muscles are often neglected as we age because modern life encourages forward-based movements. Sitting, reaching, leaning, driving, typing, cooking, reading. Everything is forward. That causes the back of the body to switch off, weaken, and get stiff. When those muscles weaken, your back tries to take over, but your back isn't designed to do all that work alone. The hip hinge reach teaches your hips to work again, and when your hips engage properly, your lower back relaxes. Many seniors describe it as a sense of relief they haven't felt in years. Then there's the standing core march. This exercise teaches your deep core muscles to stabilize your body. Your deep core is like your internal support belt. When it's strong, it holds you upright, keeps your spine aligned, and helps every single movement feel easier. But when it's weak, your body tries to compensate by tightening the lower back, straining your hips, or putting extra pressure on your knees. The standing core march is gentle, but it activates those deep muscles in exactly the way your body uses them in real life. While standing, while shifting weight, while balancing over time, this simple movement improves posture, reduces back fatigue, and gives you better control of your body as you move. And finally, the wall press chest activation. This movement opens the chest, strengthens the pushing muscles, and retrains your posture in a world where most of us, especially after 50, begin to collapse forward. It's not your fault. It's a lifetime of habits. Years of sitting, years of leaning forward, years of using the front of the body more than the back. But when you press into the wall, when you draw your shoulders gently back, when you activate the chest in a controlled way, you retrain your body to stand taller. You improve shoulder mobility. You reduce tension in the upper back. You make breathing easier because an open chest allows the lungs to work more efficiently. And earlier research shows that even small improvements in posture can reduce neck pain and shoulder discomfort significantly. Now, something else begins to happen when you commit to these three exercises daily. Your brain learns new patterns. This is where things get fascinating. Research shows that movement is not just physical, it is neurological. When you repeat healthy movement patterns, your brain begins to rewire itself. It builds new pathways, new habits, and new automatic responses. When you train your hips to move correctly, your brain remembers. When you train your core to stabilize, your brain remembers. When you open your chest and activate your posture muscles, your brain remembers. Over time, these movements become natural, effortless, automatic, and that is when you truly begin to feel the benefits. This is why I always encourage people over 50 to think long-term. These exercises are not quick fixes. They are investments. They are like brushing your teeth or drinking water. You don't brush your teeth once and expect perfect dental health forever. You do it daily because you know the long-term benefit. These three movements work the same way. Each repetition is like a deposit into your strength account. Every day you do them, your balance improves, your muscles strengthen, your joints feel more supported, and your confidence grows. And I want to remind you again, you do not have to do this alone. I am here with you. I answer every comment, every question, every concern. If you want to check your form, ask me. If you want modifications because you have knee pain or shoulder concerns, Ask me if you want the PDF guide so you can follow these exercises easily at home. Ask me. You will never be ignored. You are part of a community, and I'm here to support you every step of the way. Now let's take a moment to talk about something important: consistency. Many people tell me they struggle with motivation, especially if they've had years of pain, stiffness, or limited mobility. And that is completely understandable. Moving feels harder when the body is stiff. Exercise feels intimidating when you haven't done it in a long time. And many people over 50 have been told that they shouldn't move too much because it might make things worse. But I want to gently challenge that belief. Movement is not the enemy. Pain is often the result of too little movement, not too much. When muscles weaken, joints take on more pressure. When joints take on more pressure, they get irritated. When they get irritated, you feel pain. So what do most people do? They stop moving even more, and the cycle continues. But here's the hopeful part. You can break that cycle slowly, safely, gently, by choosing simple exercises like the hip hinge reach, the standing core march, and the wall press chest activation. You give your body controlled movement that strengthens without stressing. You move in ways that heal instead of harm. And over time, the pain lessens, the stiffness eases. The energy returns. I've had people in their 70s tell me they were surprised they could feel improvement after just 1 week, and not because they suddenly became athletic or flexible, but because their body finally started receiving the right signals, the right stimulation, the right activation. And when the body receives the right kind of movement, it responds quickly. I want you to understand something that can change your entire perspective. Your body is not too old to improve. It is not too stiff to adapt. It is not too weak to grow stronger. Improvement is possible at any age, and the research proving this is overwhelming. Your body wants to move. Your muscles want to be used. Your joints want gentle motion. Your brain wants new patterns. You just have to start. And remember, starting small is still starting. Even if you only do 2 repetitions at first, that is enough. Even if you have to hold the wall for support, that is enough. Even if you move slowly, that is enough. The goal is not perfection. The goal is progress. The goal is showing up for your body every day, even for a few minutes, and sending it the message: I am still here. I am still working. I am still trying. I cannot tell you how many people over 50 have told me they didn't think they had the strength to start. And then weeks later, they tell me they feel better than they have in years. Not because they did something extreme, but because they chose consistency, kindness toward their body, and the right movements for their age. These 3 exercises may feel simple, but they are powerful. And I want you to know that you deserve the benefits they bring. You deserve strength. You deserve comfort. You deserve mobility. You deserve independence. As you continue practicing these movements, something else starts to shift: your awareness of your own body. People over 50 often tell me they've spent years feeling disconnected from their physical selves. Maybe it's because of old injuries, or discomfort, or fear of pain. Maybe it's because life gets busy and the body becomes something we use rather than something we care for. But when you practice movements like the hip hinge reach, the standing core march, and the wall press chest activation, you begin reconnecting with your body in a way that feels grounding and empowering. You start to notice how your hips move. You start to feel the strength in your legs that maybe you forgot you had. You begin sensing your core activating gently, supporting you in ways you didn't realize it could. And your posture, slowly, naturally, begins to shift. You catch yourself standing a little taller. You notice your chest opening more easily. You feel more space in your neck and shoulders. These subtle changes are not random. They are signs that your body's waking up. I want to speak directly to something many seniors don't talk about, but they feel deeply: the fear of decline, the worry that the body will eventually stop cooperating, the fear that mobility will fade and life will become smaller, more limited, more confined. That fear is real. It is human. And you are not alone in feeling it. But the truth is that decline is not as inevitable as most people think. Yes, the body changes with age. Yes, it requires more intentional care. But aging does not mean you must surrender strength, function, or comfort. The studies are clear. Staying active, especially with targeted functional movements like these three, dramatically reduces the speed of decline. In many cases, it even reverses it. Your muscles respond, your balance improves, your energy grows, and your confidence expands. This is not about turning back the clock. This is about making the clock work for you instead of against you. Now let's dive deeper into the mechanics of each movement, because understanding why something works helps you stay consistent. When you do the hip hinge reach, you are training your glutes, the powerhouse muscles of the lower body. These muscles help you climb stairs, walk uphill, stand from a seated position, and protect your back when bending. When the glutes weaken, the lower back tries to make up the difference, and that's when pain begins. But with every hip hinge reach, you strengthen the glutes and teach your body to move with proper form. Over time, you'll notice lifting lighter items becomes easier. Bending to pick up something becomes safer. Even standing for longer periods feels more natural. The standing core march, on the other hand, strengthens the muscles that stabilize your pelvis. These muscles play a huge role in balance. Have you ever taken a step and felt like your foot didn't land where you expected? Or stood from a chair and felt a bit wobbly for a second? That wobbliness often comes from weak stabilizing muscles. The standing core march retrains them. Slowly lifting each knee while maintaining posture forces your core to switch on reflexively. At first, you might feel shaky. You might feel unsteady. That is completely normal. That shakiness is simply your body waking up muscles that haven't been used consistently in years. And the amazing part? Those muscles respond quickly. Within a week or two, you will feel more stable, more secure, and more grounded. And the wall press chest activation helps reverse something that affects nearly everyone between 50 and 90, forward rounding of the shoulders. This posture happens from decades of sitting, driving, reading, or leaning forward. When your shoulders roll forward, your chest tightens, your upper back weakens, and your neck compensates. Then you start noticing stiffness, soreness, and fatigue across the shoulders and upper spine. The wall press counters that by strengthening the chest, opening the front of the body, and reinforcing proper alignment. And here's the amazing thing. When your posture improves even slightly, your breathing becomes easier. Your lungs expand more fully. Your diaphragm works more efficiently. And better breathing means better oxygen flow, more energy, and less fatigue throughout the day. All three exercises support each other. The hip hinge reach stabilizes your hips and protects your back. The standing core march strengthens the center of your body, the part that controls every movement. And the wall press chest activation improves posture and upper body strength, allowing you to stand taller and move more freely. This is a complete system, simple, gentle, and effective. Now I want to talk to you about something important that many people overlook: the emotional benefits of movement. When you begin training your body, your mood changes, your sense of hope grows, you feel more capable, you start taking pride in small victories. For some people, the first victory is simply remembering to do the exercises. For others, it's doing 2 repetitions with comfort. For others, it's noticing that they can stand from a chair without pushing on their thighs. These changes matter. They are signs of progress. Physical strength brings emotional strength. Mobility brings confidence. And confidence changes everything. How you walk, how you interact with others, how you take on the challenges of daily life. I also want to reassure you about something. It's okay if these movements feel awkward at first. It's okay if your balance feels unsteady. It's okay if your body trembles or feels tired quickly. That does not mean you're weak. That means you're engaging muscles that haven't been trained in a long time. Imagine waking up a muscle that has been sleeping for decades. It will take a moment, but when it wakes up strong. And please remember, your progress is not determined by how quickly you move or how many repetitions you do. Progress is determined by consistency, showing up each day, choosing your health, choosing your independence, choosing to care for your body in a way that respects where you are in life. This is also the point where many people ask me, how long before I see results? And the truth is, it varies. But most seniors begin noticing changes within the first 2 to 3 weeks. Not dramatic changes, but meaningful ones. Less stiffness in the morning, a sense of looseness in the hips, better posture when standing, a feeling of steadiness while walking. And gradually, as the weeks continue, these changes become more noticeable. Your body loves movement. It thrives on movement. And when you give it the right kinds of movement, it rewards you with mobility, comfort, and strength. And once again, I want to remind you that I am here to support you through this entire journey. I read every comment. I answer every question. If you want guidance, you will get it. If you need adjustments for any of these exercises because of knee discomfort, hip stiffness, lower back sensitivity, or shoulder issues, just ask. I will help you. If you want a simple printable guide so you can follow the exercises every morning, ask for it in the comments. I will send it. You are not alone, and you never will be on this channel. Because after 50, the journey towards strength, mobility, and pain-free movement is not something you should have to navigate without support, and you don't have to. I'm right here with you.